Why nuts can be dangerous. After 60, picture this. You're sitting at the table reaching for a handful of nuts. Harmless, right? Well, here's the surprising truth. As we age, even familiar foods like nuts can backfire. Not all nuts are created equal. Some might slowly, silently undermine your health. And that's not an exaggeration. After 60, food choices aren't just about taste. They're about energy, blood pressure, heart health, even mental clarity. At this stage, your diet should be like armor, protective, supportive, not a source of complications. Nuts are often called a superfood, and for good reason. They're packed with healthy fats, vitamins, and antioxidants. But here's the catch. Not every nut deserves a place in your diet. Some should be avoided entirely, especially if you struggle with digestion, blood pressure, or medication side effects. Let's start with the most popular wolf in sheep's clothing, salted roasted cashews. They look appetizing, crunchy, even healthier than chips. But in reality, they're just another salty snack in disguise. What's the problem? As we age, our bodies handle salt and fat less efficiently. Just one handful of roasted cashews contains about 200 milliliters of sodium and 12 grains of fat, enough to quietly spike blood pressure, cause water retention, and strain your heart and kidneys. Especially risky if you're on blood pressure meds. Worse, roasting destroys cashews' natural enzymes, making them harder to digest. For a body that's no longer 20, this can mean bloating, discomfort, or even nutrient deficiencies. And if they're cooked in cheap oils, which they usually are, inflammation worsens. And inflammation, research shows, is a silent driver of age-related issues, from arthritis to memory loss. But wait, there's more. Peanuts, a cozy deception for seniors. Think about how often you've eaten peanuts, on trips, at movies, in bars or cookies. They're everywhere. Many consider them a harmless snack, even a healthy swap for sweets. But after 60, peanuts might be more foe than friend. First, let's clarify. Peanuts aren't nuts, they're legumes. And while they taste like nuts, they behave differently in your body. They're highly inflammatory, especially for those with stomach, liver, or joint issues. Now for the unsettling part. Peanuts grow underground, a perfect breeding ground for toxic, invisible mold called aflatoxin, a known carcinogen linked to liver damage. For older adults with weaker immune defenses, these hidden toxins pose a serious silent threat. And if you think peanut butter is healthy, check the label. Most brands are loaded with added sugar, salt, and hydrogenated fats. It's less of a spread and more of a metabolic trap, spiking blood sugar, straining your liver, and adding empty calories. Yet many eat it by the spoonful, unaware. Even plain peanuts are calorie-dense. A small handful easily becomes 3, especially while watching TV. Later, bloating, heaviness, fatigue. Few suspect these innocent nuts. So if you have inflammation, liver concerns, or high blood sugar, it's time to rethink peanuts. They might not be what they seem. Worse, they can interfere with medication absorption, a critical issue for seniors. Brazil nuts. When healthy goes wrong. They look impressive, large, hearty, almost noble. Brazil nuts are touted for their selenium, a mineral vital for immunity and thyroid function. True, but here's what few realize. Too much selenium becomes toxic with age. Just 1 or 2 nuts exceed your daily selenium limit. Now imagine mindlessly eating 5 or 6. Over time, excess selenium builds up, leading to vague symptoms: fatigue, brittle nails, hair loss, brain fog, heart palpitations. We blame aging or stress, but the culprit might be these nuts. As we age, our bodies regulate minerals less effectively. What once was harmless can now hurt. If you have thyroid, heart, liver, or kidney issues, be extra cautious. Excess selenium can quietly worsen these conditions. Brazil nuts are also fatty and slow to digest. For those with sluggish metabolism or sensitive stomachs, that means bloating and discomfort. Most alarming? Some studies link excess selenium to higher type 2 diabetes risk, a major concern given that nearly 1 in 4 seniors face this disease. The rule is simple: less is more, or better yet, Skip them if you can't control portions. Candied nuts, sugar traps in disguise. They're pretty. Chocolate-dipped almonds, caramel pecans, honey-glazed walnuts. They smell divine and seem better than candy. But here's the trap. These sweetened, healthy snacks are disastrous for seniors. Yes, there's a nut inside. But the coating? Pure sugar, syrup, flavorings, and often cheap oils. Result? A healthy snack that spikes blood sugar, fuels inflammation, and adds empty calories. For older adults with diabetes or prediabetes, these treats are especially dangerous. They cause glucose roller coasters, fatigue, cravings, and that eat more cycle. A vicious drain on energy and focus. Worse, many contain inflammatory vegetable oils that harm joints, heart, and brain health. Some even interfere with medication absorption. But the biggest danger? The illusion of health. You think it's a nut, not cake. Yet it's just dessert in disguise. And it's easy to overeat, finishing half a pack without realizing. An occasional treat? Fine. But make it a habit and you sabotage your health. The good news, nuts that actually help now for the heroes. Nuts that protect, nourish, and energize without hidden risks. Walnuts. Brain and heart food. Ever notice walnuts resemble brains? Fitting. They're packed with plant-based omega-3s, ALA, which keep arteries flexible. Lower inflammation and joint pain. Shield the brain from aging. Better memory. Lower Alzheimer's risk. Reduce bad cholesterol, protecting against strokes and heart attacks. Plus, they're soft, easy to chew, and rich in bone-strengthening minerals, magnesium, copper, manganese. Add them to oatmeal, salads, or enjoy a handful with tea. Almonds, skin, bones, and mind. Almonds are like a loyal friend, quiet but dependable. They're loaded with vitamin E, a powerhouse antioxidant that fights wrinkles, brain fog, and joint damage. Magnesium and calcium, critical for strong bones and muscles, key after 65, when bone loss accelerates. Fiber and protein, stabilize blood sugar, ideal for diabetes management. Soak them overnight for easier digestion or snack on a few raw. Simple, satisfying, and deeply nourishing. Flax seeds, tiny but mighty. Often overlooked, flax seeds are a senior's secret weapon. Plant-based omega-3s support heart health and reduce inflammation. Fiber eases digestion, prevents constipation, a common aging struggle. Lignans, balance hormones, especially helpful for postmenopausal women. Grind them for better absorption. Add a spoonful to yogurt, oatmeal, or smoothies. Pistachios, energy and vision boost. These vibrant nuts offer plant protein, 6 g per 30 grai. Combats muscle loss and fatigue. Potassium and B6. Regulate blood pressure, mood, and immunity. Lutein and zeaxanthin. Protect vision, fighting cataracts and macular degeneration. Their shells slow eating, preventing overindulgence. A mindful, joyful snack. Final wisdom. Eat with love, not fear. Nutrition after 60 isn't about restriction. It's active self-care. We've seen how. Salted cashews strain kidneys and raise blood pressure. Peanuts may harbor mold and cause inflammation. Brazil nuts risk selenium overdose. Candied nuts are sugar bombs in disguise. But we've also met the allies. Walnuts for brain and heart. Almonds for bones and skin. Flax seeds for digestion and hormones. Pistachios for energy and eyesight. Their power lies in ritual. Walnuts at breakfast. Soaked almonds as a snack. Flax in your oatmeal. Pistachios for joy. Small choices, big impact. Healthy aging doesn't happen by accident. It starts with awareness, love, and respect for your body. This isn't about fear. It's about freedom. Freedom to choose what fuels you. To live not just longer, but better. So if you've listened this far, you've already taken the first step. This isn't about rules, it's about wisdom. And that's something no one can take from you. Food isn't punishment, it's support. A daily reminder. I matter. My body matters. I deserve care. If you agree, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe for more honest, heartfelt health insights. No scare tactics, just real talk. Thanks for being here. Live well on your terms, in full health.